Okay, guys. So, welcome to Network Ethics. Today is the demo session for demo day one session. Actually, we have scheduled a 2 days demo, right? So, 2 hours demo program for each session. It will be a 1 hour. Okay. So, in this day one, we are going to discuss about the curriculum and we are going to discuss about the importance of, why we need to take this firewall courses and what is the um, after taking this course, what is the advantage you are going to get, right? So that and all we will discuss today. And along with that, whatever the course curriculum we are going to cover in each firewall product, okay, that we will discuss, guys. Okay, so let's go into this discussion. So first about the introduction I already completed with, about myself. So right, so the products in this fine on firewall training program, firewall compo mastery program, we are going to cover 5 firewall products. Okay, so different 4 different vendor products. Okay, so in that 2 products are belongs to uh, Cisco product. One is Cisco ASA firewall, traditional ASA firewall. Another one is Cisco next generation firewall, FTD firewall. Okay, and then we are going to cover with Palo Alto firewall. It's a product based training program. Okay, along with some certification, we are going to cover entire product base. Okay, so and Fortinet, in Fortinet we are going to cover FortiGate firewall, right? So it's a brand name, right? Palo Alto. In Palo Alto pan operating system we are going to learn. Okay, so Palo Alto firewall and Checkpoint. In Checkpoint Gaia operating system we are going to learn, which is Checkpoint firewall. Okay, so these are all the products we are going to cover here, and each product, so we are covering some set of course curriculum, like in a certification point of view. After completion of these 5 firewall products, so what kind of certification you can go for, right? So that we will discuss now. So this batch which we have scheduled, right? So 8:30 to 9:30, the same schedule, which we are going to start on 3rd April. So that batch is going to start with Palo Alto first, guys. Okay, Palo Alto. So Palo Alto, PCNSA and PCNSC, we are going to start with this. Okay. So let let's discuss about one by one. And Fortinet, I'll come back later because Fortinet, the certification they have recently changed. So in Fortinet, we are going to cover FortiGate firewall. After learning this FortiGate firewall, what kind of certification you can go for, that I'll come back later. So first, since we are going to start with the Palo Alto, let me give some info about the Palo Alto certification. In Palo Alto, we are it's we are covering Palo Alto firewall, and Palo Alto firewall have two kind of certification. Palo Alto Certified Network Security Associate, PCNSA, uh, right? So PCNSA and then PCNSA. Yes, PCNSA, it's a Palo Alto Certified Network Security Expert, and PCNSA, it's a Palo Alto Certified Network Security Administrator. Sorry, it's an administrator. Okay, yes. So in this Palo Alto, these two certification, if you want to go for either, you can go after completion of our training program. Either you can go for a PCNSA certification or PCNSC. Straightly, you can go for a PCNSC certification. There is no necessary first you need to complete PCNSA, then only you go and go for PCNSE, not like that. So you can directly, if you have a knowledge on that products, and if you have a knowledge of these three course, I mean these are all the models. If you want to get trained in a Palo Alto itself, for Palo Alto firewall, right? Then after that, if you want to go for a PCNSE certification, they have classified this PCNSE, they have segregate this PCNSE training program as a 3 different paper. One is EDU 210, another one is EDU 220, another one is EDU 330. If you are know all these 3 papers, then only you can go for a PCNSE certification, guys. Okay, because these 3 papers are all these 3 papers are examination content. Okay, so you have to, at least you should have to complete, I mean if you go for a PCNSA, you have to complete these 2 papers at least. Third paper you can just omit. So you can complete EDU 210 and EDU 220, these 2 papers. So then you can go for a PCNSA certification. Okay, so so in PCNSA and PCNSC, what is EDU 210, what is EDU 220, what are all the course content they have, and EDU 330, what is 330, EDU 330, what are the course content they have, everything I'll explain right away after see all other product curriculum. Okay, so we are going to cover in our training program, we are going to cover in this Fine on Firewall Mastery program, we are going to cover under Palo Alto firewall, all these three papers we are going to cover. Okay. So so sorry, PCNSA EDU 220 is enough. EDU 220 it's a mandatory for PCNSA, not PCNSA. Okay, EDU 210 is enough for PCNSA certification. EDU 220 you are going to learn other product, not only Palo Alto firewall. We have one more product called management product, one called Panorama, that is comes under EDU 220. Okay, so it's a mistake. Uh, okay, so after Palo Alto, we are going to head into the FortiGate firewall in this schedule. Okay, after completion of your Palo Alto firewall, we are going to enter into the FortiGate, right? So FortiGate, previously in FortiGate we we covered FortiGate firewall, and that FortiGate firewall comes under the NSC 4 certification. Okay, previously now they have um, changed their certification. There is no NSC 4 certification. They call it as a FCP, FortiGate Certified Professional Certification, and whatever the content we are going to cover, right? So that is FCP core examination. If you want to get certification on in Fortinet product, and if you want to become a Fortinet certified professional certification, right, then you need to write this core exam. It's a written exam, so you need to complete this core exam plus one more elective examination, so which is comes under the previously which is comes under the NSC 5 model, Forti manager. Either Forti manager you can choose, or Forti analyzer. Okay. And then so endpoint security management and wireless security product, right? So that and all you can select as a elective paper. So there they have given a 5+ elective papers. Let me show you that certification. Okay, so if you want to go if you want to get certification of in Fortinet, and if you want to become a FCP, Fortinet certified professional engineer, then you should write the core exam, NSC 4 operating system or FCP FortiGate administrator. NSC 4 operating system have two papers, 40 FortiGate security, FortiGate infrastructure. Okay, so infrastructure. Okay, so if you're right, if you're complete these two paper, then you are eligible to go for a Fortinet core examination, certified professional core examination. It's similar to Cisco. We they have previously the Cisco certification is different. Now they have changed the Cisco certification track, right? The same way Fortinet also they have changed their certification track, and they have given as an elective paper almost 9 model elective model they have given. Okay, so any one of the core examination is must if you want to become a FCP certified engineer, Fortinet security certified, sorry, Fortinet certified professional. Then you need to get one core examination. Professional in network security. There are some specification. If you learn this FortiGate firewall, you can become a Fortinet. This core examination will help you to become a FortiGate network security professional core examination, right? And the same core examination will help you to write the FortiGate certified professional cyber security. Cyber security, one of the core examination to become a cybersecurity engineer and to become a networks operations center SOC, sorry, security operations center engineer, right? SOC analyst. If you want to become a SOC analyst, then the core examination, network security is the one of the core examination. So that you after completion of FCP core examination, you can write the you can become if you want to become a SOC analyst, you can then you can just write you can select the core selective examination SOC network security operations center analysis. Okay, so SOC analyst, you can just write examination, and you'll become a SOC analyst. Okay, and else you can become a Fortinet security administrator, network security professional under network security domain. Then you can just write the core exam, and another one of the management, any one of the management, I mean the management device are uh, uh, so Forti manage any one of these allied paper. If you choose Forti manager, Forti analyzer, right? So Forti manager and Forti analyzers are two different devices which Forti analyzer is used for monitoring purpose. A log segregation. It's a log collector. Forti analyzer, it's a centralized log collector, and Forti manager is a centralized management device for FortiGate firewall. So under one Forti manager, you can manage multiple FortiGate firewalls under one roof, and as well as in your infrastructure, if you have a many FortiGate firewalls and all the firewall logs, if you want to collect and segregate under one roof, then you need a device called a Forti analyzer. Okay, so any one of these, the previously this Forti analyzer and Forti administrator, Forti manager, it comes under the NSE 5 and NSE 6 certification. So now they make it as an elective examination. So any one of the certification under elective, any one of the paper you can choose, and you can write the examination as a Forti manager administrator or Forti analyzer administrator. Then you will along with FortiGate security administrator, FortiGate FCP security professional, right? So you will become a Fortinet security professional certified engineer. So along with this core exam, any one of the elective exam, guys. Okay. So the validity for this certification is 2 year. So in first you no need to become write a both the examinations simultaneously. First you can write a core examination and you will get 2 years time, and within 2 years you can go with the for any one of the elective paper, and you will get a you will become a Fortinet security professional, and you will get additional 2 years validity. So then after next 2 years you can go for any elective exam or any other I mean, you can focus on any elective exams. So if you are going to focus your career with the Fortinet products, okay. So it doesn't mean you need to write the examination, okay. But you better to know than I mean, to increase your knowledge, you can just go with any other product. So it will become it will give you the weightage, strong weightage in your resume, guys. So it will give you the more opportunity and going forward the upper level in your career. Okay, so if you want to become a 14, if you want to write an examination, first keep it in your mind. You need to write the core examination in any one of that NSE for FortiOS, so or FortiGate administrator. Okay, so FCP FortiGate administrator will cover only FortiGate security paper one FortiGate security paper only, but FortiOS will cover FortiGate security and FortiGate infrastructure. Okay, so infrastructure content both it will cover. Our curriculum NSC 440 OS, which include both the paper, FortiGate security paper and FortiGate infrastructure paper. Both the paper we are including here. So you can write core examination. Then if you want to become a Fortinet certified expert, I mean professional, not expert, professional, then you can go any one of the elective exam. Then you will become a Fortinet certified professional, guys. Okay, so this is the certification level we are covering in under Fortinet. Here, apart from the certification, we are covering FortiGate firewall. We as a product, we are going to cover FortiGate firewall. So so that's the reason we are covering FortiGate security paper and FortiGate infrastructure, both the papers. So here you are going to learn how to implement SD-WAN in a FortiGate firewall, right? And all the infrastructure like IPsec, VPN, all those stuffs here it will cover, guys. Okay. Yeah, each it will come. It's one of the costliest examination, FortiGate firewall ROM. So each will come around 400 USD. Okay, it's one of the costliest certification. So core examination 400 USD, and elective any one paper it should be 400 USD. But FortiGate, sorry, Palo Alto, its certification cost for Palo Alto it's 200 USD to 180 USD plus tax, it will come around 200 USD, guys. So either you can go for a PCNSA or PCNSE. So anything, it's a 180 USD, guys. So you better to go with a directly. You can go with a PCNSE certification. Okay. So after cover this curriculum, okay, guys. And after FortiGate firewall, we are going to cover checkpoint. And checkpoint, it's similar to uh, Palo Alto. There are two type of certification again. So CCSA, checkpoint certified administrator, and then CCSE, checkpoint certified security expert. But here comes, if you want to become it's not like a Palo Alto. So in Palo Alto you can just go for anything like PCNSE or PCNSA. But here in checkpoint, if you want to become a CCSC certified engineer, then first you should complete your CCSA certification. Then only you can become you can go for a CCSC certification, guys. Some checkpoint certified expert, security expert, right? So you need to complete administrator examination, then only you can become an expert. You can write the expert examination. So this is around 200 300 USD each certification. Okay, so for CCSA and CCSC, guys. So and after this checkpoint, we are going to cover Cisco. In Cisco, there is the Cisco certification track is different. Similar to now, it's FortiGate how they are following, right? So you need to go for a core examination, then you need to come to the elective papers and all. So their certification track is CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, right? So here, whatever the product, so that CCNP security, under CCNP security, you are going to learn the core paper, security core paper. If you want to become a CCNP certified engineer, core, you need to, yes, core, security core, you need to complete. After that, you need to select some elective papers similar to Fortinet. That one of the elective papers, network security, next generation firewall expert. So professional level. So elective paper, NGFW certified engineer, next generation firewall certified engineer, elective paper. It will help you. These two products will help you to get if you're completed a score certification written examination, then you can choose NGFW uh, core elective paper. So NGFW firewall administrator elective paper. So in that paper, it will cover these two devices, ASA firewall and FTD firewall. Okay, so there is no specific certification. So in Cisco, if you're already in a Cisco certification track, then it will help you to become a CCI, NP certified security engineer. Okay, so here we are covering up to the entire ASA, traditional ASA firewall product, and along with FTD, we are going to cover FTD firewall. So FTD firewall, we are covering FTD firewalls. FTD is a next generation firewall of one of the next generation firewall of Cisco product, right? So FTD firewall plus FMC. So FMC, it's a centralized management device. Just like in Palo Alto, we are going to learn one more centralized management device called Panorama. The same way, the same like FMC, it's a kind of centralized management device where you can manage multiple FTD firewalls under one roof. So you have Panorama, FMC, and FortiManager, all same kind of products. So they can able to manage their Fortinet product. FortiManager can manage multiple Fortinet firewalls under one roof. Panorama can manage multiple Palo Alto firewalls under one roof. FMC can manage for FTD firewalls, multiple FTD firewalls under one roof. Clear, guys? So in this curriculum, Cisco FTD, we are covering FTD firewall plus FMC. And so there is no specific certification track here. So since it's a following a Cisco certification track, so you need to complete either core examination, any core examination in a security domain, then only you can go for a elective paper. So in that case, these two devices will help you to get a elective certification on the next generation firewall specialist, and then you will become a CCNP certified engineer, guys. Okay, so so the duration for each firewall courses. Okay, so in this 5-in-1 firewall compo, so let me go with the Palo Alto. So Palo Alto, it's a one of the longest duration we have. So almost it will take more than 50 hours. Okay, so more than 50 hours. So 30 sessions 35 to 40 sessions it will take. Okay, 35 to 40 sessions it will take to complete your Palo Alto, guys. Okay, so which the duration is 8:30 to 9:30. Okay, so 32 so sometimes 8:30 to 9:30 means some of the topic we will cover 5 to 10 minutes extra to complete that courses. So it will take, you can just assume 1.5 hours sessions per day. Okay. So it depends on the topic. So 35 to 40 sessions hardly it will take to complete. So you can just assume it's a 40 hours, sorry, 40 sessions. So which means we are covering this course in a weekday. So Monday to Friday we have a session, 5 days in a week. So you can take this, it will take 2 months to complete because we are covering two courses, PCNSA and PCNSE. Not only I mean, not only Palo Alto Firewall, PAN OS plus Panorama. Okay, I mean Palo Alto Firewall plus Panorama device. Two devices we are going to cover, and we are going to cover three different papers. Okay, so certification wise, it's a two courses, but to get certified as PCNSA certification, you need to complete EDU 210, EDU 220, EDU 330. Okay, these three papers we have to cover. So hardly it will take 2 months to complete. 40 sessions it will take to complete. So 2 months it will take. And after Palo Alto, we'll start with a FortiGate firewall. So FortiGate firewall, we are covering two papers, FortiGate security and FortiGate infrastructure. So which include for which is used for the core examination for Fortinet certified professional, right? So for that paper we are covering here. So in this paper we are covering full FortiGate firewall. The product wise, the FortiGate firewall you are going to learn. So it will take 1 month to complete. Okay, 30 sessions it will take to complete. So 4 weeks, right? So 4 weeks it will take to complete. So 8 weeks, and this will take 4 weeks to complete. And then we'll start with the checkpoint. In checkpoint, CCSA and CCC both we are going to cover. So comparatively, the curriculum with Palo Alto and FortiGate, checkpoint has a limited curriculum only. So we can able to, I mean, again, it will take like FortiGate firewall, it will take 1 month to complete. So 4 weeks to complete CCSA and CCSE. Okay. So in ASA will take 3 weeks to complete AS because it's a traditional ASA firewall. It will not support any next generation firewall features. So L3 and L4 filters along with the VPN and other L3 functional L3 topics we are going to cover right under ASA. And FTD it will take 1 month to complete. Okay. So 4 weeks to complete. So totally 2 plus 3, 5.5 months to 6 months total duration for this 5-on firewall compo if you are going to join and under weekdays. So it will take 6 months to complete, guys, because it's fully product oriented training. So we'll cover an entire full product. So and a real time training. So we are going to discuss with the real time issues and we'll and real time scenarios. Okay, so obviously it will take time. So it's a long session, I mean long duration, 6 months it will take to complete. And the course duration, and if you're enrolled this 5-on firewall compo, you will get 2 years validity. Okay, you will get 2 years validity of your course. So meanwhile, in the 6 months, if you're unable to join any one of the firewall product and you want to continue later or due to some personal reasons, you want to hold your training and you want to come back next month or next session, firewall training program, right? So in this within 2 years, if you're completed properly, if you're completed all your courses within 6 months, and then you want to retake any courses or entire fine on firewall compo. So in this 2 years validity, you no need to pay anything. So multiple multiple attempts are allowed for all this firewall in this compo in this 2 year. So in future, in case just like in Palo FortiGate now it is upgraded their course curriculum and then upgraded their certification. The same way if Checkpoint or Palo Alto, if anybody upgrade their course curriculum or certification, right? So in that case, if you want to become a certified, I mean if you want to get certification on any other product and you want to gain the knowledge, updated curriculum as per the updated curriculum, and then that case it will help you. You no need to pay for anything for next 2 years. So you can do n number of attempts for live sessions, and along with that you will get the I mean the each and every live sessions are recorded, and live session recorded videos will be provided. It will be uploaded in our LMS portal. Okay, so you can able to access from there. Yes, so you can go to the our website, and from there you can route to your our LMS portal. Access to LMS, and it will redirect to your uh, LMS portal, and there you can see your course details, guys. Okay, so this is so these likewise we will give you the all recorded video live session recorded videos, so you can access from the portal for next 2 years, guys. Okay, so without any interruption, you can complete your training. Okay, guys. So total duration, as I mentioned, total duration is 6 months, and validity we are giving 2 years validity for we are going to give for those who are going to take a fine on firewall compo. Okay, and you no need to pay for anything after that for next 2 years. Okay, and apart from that, so the products whatever we are going to cover in this course. So under PCNSA, we are going to cover Palo Alto 10.x operating system and 11.x operating system, which is latest one, right? And then Panorama, as I mentioned, Panorama. So we are going to cover under Palo Alto Firewall, we are going to cover up to PCNSC certification, right? So that's the reason I have directly write PCNSC, which means it's included with the PCNSA. Okay, so it's included with the PCNSA, and Palo Alto PAN operating system 10.x and 11.x we are going to use for this training, and you are going to learn one more product called Panorama. Okay, and in FortiGate, so we are going to use 7.2 and 7.4, which is latest version. So 7.2 is 2 and 7.4, the latest version of FortiOS we are going to use it, guys. And then in Checkpoint, so CCSA and CCSC we are going to cover for the Gaia operating system. We are going to use Gaia operating system 81 R81.x, which is latest version, and or R80 is the oldest version. So R81 and R80 both we will use it. So and then firepower, which means FTD. So in under FTD, we are going to use 7.x latest versions of FTD operating system and FMC, FTD fire device and FMC both. Firepower 7.x version, we are going to use it. Okay. And ASA, we are going to use 9.x versions. Okay. It's a traditional firewall. So it's to learn FTD, you must have a knowledge of ASA. So that's the reason I have included in this fine on firewall combo ASA. And still ASA, it's good in other activities, if, even though it's not support next generation firewall features, but still it is good in a VPN, it's good in a routing, and it's good in a L3 and L4 filters. So uh, to have a knowledge, to understand the firepower, you must have a knowledge of ASA. So that's the reason I have included in this fine on firewall compo product, guys. Along with that, we are going to integrate all the uh, next generation firewalls into the Active Directory for user authentication purpose. So here we are going to install Active Directory server, and we are going to create some Active Directory services, and then domain and user account and other features which we need to use for user authentication in a to achieve the user identification features in next generation firewalls. We will integrate Active Directory services. So Windows Server, Active Directory service, we'll use it, guys. Okay, these are all the products we are going to use it and under this fine on firewall compo training program, guys. Okay, clear. So let's go to the course curriculum discussion. So we so as I mentioned, this batch is going to start with Palo Alto first. So I just want to go with the Palo Alto course curriculum discussion. Then we'll go with the other firewall if we have a time. Else, I'll share the FortiGate curriculum, and then let me show you the curriculum first. Okay. This is Palo Alto course curriculum, right? So this is our course curriculum, which include all these three papers. So for the EDU 210 and EDU 220 and EDU 330. Okay, so all these papers are included. So I have designed this course up to 13 models. 14th model is the exam preparation. Okay, so m- model number 13, it's troubleshooting, which is talk about in EDU 330 paper. Okay, and model number 12, which is talk about EDU 210 paper, sorry, 220 paper, which is about Panorama device, another management device. Okay, so and model number 1 to model number 11, it's talk about EDU 210 paper, which is Palo Alto Firewall PAN operating system. So fundamental from the scratch, fundamental to advanced level. model 11 up to model 11 we are talking about the Palo Alto firewall only. Model number 12 only we are talking about the ad management device Panorama, and model number 13 it's fully talk about the troubleshooting. So how to capture the packet and what are the steps to what are the steps we have to follow, the troubleshooting and hardware level troubleshooting and operating system level troubleshooting, and then how if you're getting any issue, how to raise the ticket in a Palo Alto tag. If you're having any hardware issue, how to raise the ticket for the hardware related issue, and if you have a warranty, how to claim the hardware warranty, right? So everything we'll discuss under troubleshooting, and then flow logic, packet flow, and each stage how we are going to capture the packet in a packet flow, and we are going to do troubleshoot with a live user tickets scenario based troubleshooting we are going to do it, guys. Okay, and when we are going to discuss about the model number 13. Okay, so let me discuss one by one from the scratch. So syllabus as per the module 1, which is talk about the platform and architecture. So introduction to the, so here we are going to get some introduction about the PAN operating system and their architecture. They are using a SP3 architecture, single pass parallel processing. So SP3, that is called SP3 architecture. And what is mean by SP3 architecture? Why they call it as a SP3? And what is the advantage of this architecture we used in a Palo Alto firewall? And right. So how this architecture is help Palo Alto networks to become a industry leader. So in a network firewall, past 1 decade, Palo Alto is leading, guys. Palo Alto now only now past few 1 or 2 years, FortiGate also it's a market leader. Always previous in the previous decade, last 10 years, right? So Palo Alto of firewall is the market leader. Okay, and the second market leader is FortiGate firewall. So that is the reason we have choosing this combo. If you look at the fine on firewall combo, Palo Alto is a market leader and FortiGate is another market leader, and Checkpoint, whatever the product, and FTD, Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. All these products are market leaders. So they are the top vendor products. So which is widely used in the market. So that's the reason. If you know this firewall products, your job market is huge. And if you know and if you are well in this products, so you can, if you have enough knowledge, then our employers are ready to pay you as much you want. Okay, so it's one of the undemanding products you have to learn. And if you learn these products, so your job opportunity is huge. And uh, the same way you can expect what you want. So if you're well in these products, okay, so based on your knowledge, you can hike your salary, yes. Okay, so because these products, these three five products in a market, we have a number of next generation firewalls, but these four next generation firewalls, right, occupied more than 60% of the market. Only 40% of the market only occupied by other vendor products. So first, and we have a number of next generation firewalls. Okay, but in these four products only occupied 60% of the market worldwide. So if you open any job portal and just type network security engineer or firewall engineer or cyber security engineer or SOC analyst, right? So any security role, if you type there, you can see their core skill is they must included any at least any of these three products. Okay, you can just go to the NAC, or you can just go to the LinkedIn, you can able to see that. Okay, that because it's these products are on demand products. So nowadays cyber security domain is very, it's booming. Booming like anything. And there you can see multiple openings, guys. Okay, so if you have a knowledge, definitely you can expect what you want. You can get what you are expecting. Okay, so apart from that, so let's come back to the course curriculum. So introduction about the firewall, it will talk about, just a minute, guys. Guys, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me now? Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, guys. So, yes. So, first model, we are talking about the architecture and then platform. So, whatever the hardware models we have in a Palo Alto firewall, what is the uh, how to choose the hardware based on your client requirements, right? So based on your organization size, right? So that and all we will discuss under platform, sorry, model one. And model number two, let's talk about the device management, where how to take a backup and how to register your Palo Alto firewall in the Palo Alto tag account, how to update the licenses, right? And how to update the firewall patch updates, right? And then what are the type of administrator user account we have, device administrator, I mean the firewall administrator privileges, what are the different type of admin privileges we have, and what is the difference between the each admin privileges, and which administrator privileges we have to give to other administrator or new admin employees or admin users, right? And based on their job role, how to create the privileges, customized privileges based on their job role. So they are some of the administrator is belongs to, I mean, some of the employee they belongs to audit team, so they need to just or they need to verify the logs, uh, and generate the report and logs in your Palo Alto firewall. So we can just you can allow that features only to access it. And sometimes the network engineers need to access your Palo Alto firewall for network related configuration. It depends on the organization size, so and team, what kind of team they are maintaining. Based on that, the access level will be differ. So sometimes in that case, sometimes the network team need to access your Palo Alto firewall to manage networking related configuration like VPN, IPsec VPN configuration, or routing configuration. So, right. So, in that case, we need to allow the networking team user employees to access your Palo Alto firewall. So, how to provide their consoles? So, in full privileges, you are going to provide are that specific feature. So, you can just allow that specific features like configuring the VPN or configuring the interface level, configuring the routing configurations, right? So that kind of features only we can access, only we can allow. That is that will so that you can able to have a control on your device. So you can just secure your device in your entire environment, right? So you can able to, by securing your firewall, you can secure your entire environment, right? So that's the reason we are having a multiple admin privileges, and each privileges we are going to see what is the how to create a different type of admin privileges and admin user accounts, and how to apply the different type of privileges and all. And then under management, device management, high availability, so redundancy purpose. So we are using a high availability concept, redundancy purpose. Active passive we used for redundancy purpose. Active active we used for the load sharing purpose. So what is mean by high availability? It's high availability high availability is the protocol or function which help us to make our network uptime always, right? So it will always, your network should be always available to your clients, right? So for that reason we are adding a backup devices. That backup devices you can add in a two different roles. One is an active passive mode, another one is active active mode. So active passive mode will act like just in a redundancy, okay, and active active act like a redundancy plus load sharing. So that what is that, and all we'll discuss in a live session, guys. Okay. And model three, let's talk about interface deployment. In your Palo Alto firewall, so you can deploy in a different ways. So your Palo Alto firewall data interfaces you can deploy in a 5 different ways. So each different deployment method have their unique features, and there is some purpose. So so what is the purpose of layer 3 deployment? The deployment options are layer 3 deployment, layer 2 interface deployment, and virtual layer interface, high availability interface, and tab interface. So I just give you the overview. Layer 3 interface, if you deploy your Palo Alto firewall, it will act like a routing device, firewalling plus routing device. A router plus firewalling function it can do. If you deploy layer 2 deployment of your data interfaces in your Palo Alto firewall, it act like it switching plus firewalling features. all your firewalling features, all along with next generation firewall features. So application control, URL filter, and you can create a rule to allow block or any, allow block for any services, applications, or any you can detect any vulnerability. So firewall plus IPS, it can act like IPS, switching, firewall plus IPS. And when you're deploying a layer 2 mode, when you're deploying a layer 3 mode, routing functions, L3 functions plus firewalling function plus IPS features. So deep inspection purpose. So and when you're using a virtual wire interface, it will not support L3 function and it will not support L2 function. It will act like only firewalling device plus IPS. So which means you can create a rule when you're deploying a virtual wire interface. So you can create a rule and you can allow or deny some services, some applications, everything from layer 3 to layer 7 filter you can achieve. And you can also do deep inspection. You can detect the virus, malware, spyware. You can monitor the live traffic, right? So, but only thing is it doesn't support layer 3 function and layer 2 function, which means there is no routing, there is no switching and features. Okay. So, and HA interface deployment. So previously we saw that high availability, right? So in a hardware, if you are using a hardware model, so hardware itself, they will give you the dedicated HA port. You need minimum 2 ports to achieve the high availability between the 2 links to achieve the high availability between the Palo Alto devices. So higher end hardware models, they will give you the dedicated HA ports. You can use it. That ports are called HA1 port, control link, and data link. So HA2 ports. Okay. So if they're not giving some of the hardware, basic entry level hardware, they will give you only one HA port hardware. In a hardware, only one HA port. But to achieve the high availability, you need a pair of HA interfaces. So in that case, too, you can use your data interface as a HA interface. If you're using a VM firewall, there is no dedicated hardware interface. I mean, since it's not a hardware, there is no dedicated HA interface. So you can use two data interfaces such a HA interface. So in that case, you can go for a HA interface deployment. Okay. And the final one, tab interface. So tab interface, again, it's similar to virtual wire, but virtual wire and where virtual wire deployment, you can use as a firewall and you can use as IPS, but tab interface when you're deploying it, right? So it will do monitoring, it will do inspecting, but it will not take any action. It will simply act like a IDS, intrusion detection system, and it will not deploy the inline mode. You can that interface will not take any action against the vulnerability. It cannot create a rule. I mean, it cannot take action based on the rule because it's not a firewall. It's not a L3 device. It will not support the routing and IP and all. It's not a switching device. It will not support the switching protocols. It will act. It's once if you deploy that interface as a tab interface, then your Palo Alto firewall in that particular interface, your Palo Alto firewall will disable all the firewalling features, IPS feature, and then your routing L3 features, L2 features. It will enable as a monitoring device, IDS, intrusion detection system. It can detect the virus, malware, spyware, and it will send the report to the monitoring team, monitoring servers. Okay, for it will send the report to the SOC team for analysis purpose or audit team. So most of the scenario, the auditing purpose, we'll use this deployment, and research and development purpose, we'll use this infrastructure, this deployment, guys, IDS. Okay, so I mean tab interface deployment. So just like antivirus companies or firewall companies mm, monitor all the live traffic and to verify the logs. I mean, while verifying that logs, they can able to use that logs to know about their live network flow and what kind, and by using that report they will improvise their in a production network as well. Not only the vendors like antivirus company or firewall companies, right? So the production network also in a huge environment, they will use this deployment, they will use IDS. So they will use any of the IDS product to monitor live all your live traffic and to identify in about your live traffic flow, what kind of traffic or what kind of applications are widely used, what kind of vulnerabilities are widely detected, and based on that report they will improvise their security features, security rules, security features. So okay, so for that purpose we are using this IDS deployment, I mean the tab interface deployment, guys. Okay, and that is supported by your Palo Alto. your Palo Alto firewall will allow all this deployment option. So we'll do each deployment, we'll do that lab, and we'll see the practically we'll see that how to do it and how to verify the result, everything, guys. Okay. And model 4, it's talk about the security, policy and NAT policy. So in Palo Alto firewall, you can create a different kind of policy, security policy, and it's an just like access control list to allow or deny. By using the security policy, you are going to allow or deny the traffic based on the L3 filters: source IP, destination IP, L4 filters, protocol, port numbers as the filters you can use. And layer 7 filters, you can use it application filter, you can use it application, you can allow or deny the specific traffic based on the specific application, and you can use user ID. You can allow the traffic based on the specific user and user groups, and you can allow the traffic based on the specific URLs. Okay. And so this security, in your security policy, these filters you can able to achieve normal security policy and to allow or deny the traffic. And not only the security policy, you have authentication policy. So for to allow the users to authenticate the user L7 filter, you need authentication policy in your Palo Alto firewall. So along with the security policy, in feature, we see the while doing a user authentication, we'll see the authentication policy, and then decryption policy. If the traffic is encrypted, your Palo Alto firewall, in not only Palo Alto firewall, any firewall, normally they will not able to monitor since it's an encrypted traffic. So it need to decrypt. So to enable decryption, decrypt your live data, and you need to create this policy, you need to get a permission. So in your firewall need a permission, so you need to create that rule to decrypt the live traffic. And after decrypting, so your firewall IPS engine can do deep inspection with a can do the deep inspection, and it can able to identify the vulnerability, spyware, malware, or virus, whatever it is, or the traffic is secure traffic or non-secure traffic. Then only it can able to verify, or then only it can able to monitor. So if it is a encrypted, it will not able to monitor properly, so we need to decrypt. So we have another two policies: authentication policy and decryption policy. That two will be included. So here model 4, it's talk about the security policy and NAT policy only. Okay. So I forget to mention NAT. So in a user authentication, we will see authentication policy, user identification, and while doing a deep inspection like URL filter, file blocking, so that time we will see decryption policy. So that's the reason I am not mentioning here. But overall, we have a different kind of policies in a Palo Alto firewall. So basic security rule, so security policies, or you can say it's an access control list, similar to access control list, and you have a NAT policy. So you have to create a NAT in a separate policy for NAT. Okay, so we have a separate console to create a NAT rules. So NAT policy you need to create, and then as I mentioned, decrypt authentication policy for user authentication and decryption policy for deep inspection. So we will use it. Okay, so totally, the, I mean this security policy again. So this security policy, we have a different kind of policy: pre-rule, post-rule concepts comes under the panorama. Okay, and but directly in Palo Alto, we can say that one is predefined rule, or implicit rule, and then you can see you whatever you are creating, that is comes under the explicit rule. Okay, so these two type of rules we are going to generate, and we are going to allow. Yeah, Sajid, fine, fine. So okay, so then network at NAT, we have NAT in under NAT we have a different kind of NAT. So source NAT we are going to implement, source NAT and destination NAT, and we have a um, twice NAT, U-turn NAT. So twice NAT or U-turn NAT, you can say it's in this terminology, we'll use it in Palo Alto, U-turn NAT. Okay, so that kind of NAT we are going to implement, or all our comes under the model 4. And model 5, it's talk about the app ID, application identity features. So it's one of the next generation firewall features. So by using this feature only, you can create a rule to allow or deny the specific set of applications. So manually you can mention what kind of application. By using this feature, you can block application, entire application. Let's say I want to block Facebook, I can block Facebook. And also you can block, I want to allow Facebook, but inside the Facebook chat, I just want to block it. Facebook, it's a collaboration of multiple micro application, right? So it's not a single application, it is a collaborated multiple micro application. So I just want to allow Facebook, but inside the Facebook we have some micro application and micro level application control, I want to achieve it. Then that is achievable by using app ID features. So I can just allow Facebook, but when it comes to the Facebook chat, inside the Facebook chat feature and voice call, video call, right? So that features are not, I just want to block it. That is possible by using application ID. How to do that? And then category based filters. So I just want to category based filters means I just want to block Facebook and kind of Facebook kind of application, which is social networking applications, all social networking application. So it might be up to date, whatever the social networking applications are there, I just want to block it. Or in future also, in new type of social networking application might be deployed, right? So that kind of application also I just want to block it in a future purpose. So in that case, Palo Alto give you the category based filter. Okay, you can use that category based filter. So the based on the application nature, content what they are providing, or service what they are providing in that specific application, right? So based on that, the Palo Alto R&D center is classifying each and examining all each and every application, and they are classifying that classification is comes under the category based filter. So you can just choose the specific category and you can just block that kind of all applications, guys. Okay, or you can allow all that kind of application that comes under the app ID, which is that is comes under the model 5. And model 6, it's talk about the user ID, as I mentioned. So you can allow or deny some of the specific users or specific user groups. Okay, you by integrating Active Directory server or local user database. Okay, so here we are going to integrate Active Directory server and local user database in your Palo Alto firewall. So user authentication, we are going to do by integrating AD, and then we are going to use we are going another user authentication method. Basic security rule itself, we are going to use a user authentication, and we have another portal authentication or another user authentication. So whenever user is try to access the internet, it will pop up one login page, and that login page user need to provide their credential, and that then they will be authenticated, they will be allowed or denied as per the rule, guys. Okay, so these two type of user authentication we are going to use it: portal authentication or Active Directory direct integration. Okay, that we are going to use, guys. And then model 7, it's talk about the content ID, where we are going to discuss about the antivirus feature, anti-spyware. It's fully a talk about your IPS, intrusion prevention system, deep inspection plus prevention. So it is going to monitor your traffic for antivirus, any virus is there or spyware is there, vulnerability, any loophole is there, any type of attack. It's this stuff, live traffic is contain any type of attack or vulnerability or malware, spyware, whatever it is, right? So that inspection and content filtering, if you want content filtering, right? So file blocking, all are comes under the data filtering, data leakage protection feature, and file blocking, antivirus profile, anti-spyware, vulnerability protection, all are comes under the content ID, module 7, guys. Okay, and module 8, it's talk about the URL filter. It's similar to application control, but URL filter will block the specific websites or category based websites only, URL only. It's not like a application control. Application control, it's not only blocking the websites, you can also block the micro application, sorry, not only blocking the applications, and it's also blocking the micro applications. But URL filter, it based on the URL only it will block. Okay, if the same the same site or same application it's available in any other URL, any other type of URL, it won't able to block it. But application filter can detect, and even though it's they are using a different kind of services, different kind of port numbers, different kind of URLs, right? So they can able to identify the applications. Okay, so the application filters can identify that service and application, so it will be blocked. So comparatively, URL filter and application control have a more granular control, and it will work efficiently, guys. Okay, so however, so you can also use the URL filter to block or allow the specific website. So that we are going to see it, since it's one of the next generation firewall feature. And as I mentioned, decryption policy, decryption here for uh, do deep inspection for the encrypted traffic. So we are going to achieve the decryption. So then only your firewall can do deep inspect against the encrypted traffic. Okay, so that is comes under the module 9. Module 10, it's talk about global protect. Okay, so global protect, it's nothing, it's SSL VPN. It's a Palo Alto firewall proprietary application for SSL VPN. Okay, so here we are talking about the SSL VPN, how to deploy your SSL VPN, how to install the Global Protect application, right? So that and all we are going to see under Model 10. In Model 11, it's talk about the site-to-site VPN and what is site-to-site VPN, what are the phases we have from the basics to advanced level up to troubleshooting. We will discuss under Model 11. So up to Model 1 to Model 11, as I mentioned, all the topics comes under EDU 210 paper. Okay, in Model 12, it's talk about the Panorama. So Panorama, it's a different device. It's not a Palo Alto firewall. So it's a centralized management device. So where you can manage multiple Palo Alto firewall under Panorama. Okay. So under Panorama, guys. So there, how to introduction to the Panorama and how to use this Panorama firewall, how to access the Panorama device very first time, and then how to integrate your other firewalls into the Panorama, and how to create the rules directly from the Panorama to your Palo Alto for other the different site of firewalls, or you can create a group of firewalls. You can create, let's say, uh, I have Indian branch. So let's in India I have a multiple branches. Let's say India, US, and UK. I have a branches. In India, I have a branches in Ch- branch one, branch two, and branch three. Okay, and all branches I have deployed a Palo Alto firewall, and all these branches firewalls I want to control under one roof. So I have integrated with the Panorama. Okay, and now all these firewalls I need to do license upgradation or patch updation, right? So normal scenario, you need to go to the each branch firewall separately, and you need to take a remote access, or you need to ask your branch administrators to do patch update or license update manually. So the same task need to be do it. If you are the engineer, you are going to do it for all the firewalls. Then the same task you are going to repeat 3 times. Okay, but if you have a Panorama, you can just implement once, and all the patch update, upgradation, operating system upgradation, everything will be updated. One the task you are going to do it only once, but all the firewalls will be automatically update the changes, guys. Like the same way US, you can group together with US branches, you can group together UK branches, and sometimes all branches we need to create a common rule for some specific set of application to allow the specific set of application or services. So in normal scenario, let's say I have 3 branches in US, 3 branches in UK, so totally 9 branch I have. All these 9 branches I need to go to individually online firewalls. I need to update it, right? So it's a time taking process. But if I have a manager, all this branch firewalls, we need to create some common rule. So you can just push the common rule from the Panorama. So all the branches will be updated by Panorama through the Panorama, guys. Okay, so you can just create a shared policy. You can just not only creating a policy, you can just share the objects. You can just do the patch updates simultaneously with I mean along with all your products, all your branch devices simultaneously, right? So that is one of the advantage of Panorama. And not only it's we are managing all the firewalls, we are managing under one roof. And Panorama have two roles. One is the administrator role or management role. Simply make it as management role. Management. So in this scenario, you can manage all your branches firewalls under one roof. Okay, and also you can deploy your Panorama as a log collector. similar to 40 analyzer. So all this the same way, all these branches logs will be automatically if you're deployed as a log collector on all 9 branches logs, all firewall logs will be collected from your, I mean, collected and segregated from your Panorama. The Panorama will collect all the logs of each and every branch firewalls. Okay. So either you can deploy as a management device or either you can deploy as a collector, log collector. So how to deploy as a management device, how to deploy as a log collector, everything we'll see under module 12, guys. Okay. And model, as I mentioned, it's in a troubleshooting. So what are the troubleshooting methodology we have, what are the tools we have in for the troubleshooting purpose, and how to troubleshoot through CLI, and how to capture the packet, what is the packet flow, and if you are how to capture the packet for the incoming in direction, inbound direction traffic, transmit stage or outgoing stage, right? So in each flow logic we will capture the packet and we'll see how to troubleshoot. Okay. And then so system service is the feature which you need to interact interact with some other devices like Active Directory. So if you want to do user authentication, you need to integrate with the Active Directory server or Takas or a Radius server or DNS. You may have your local DNS server, so you need to integrate with your local DNS server, right? Or routing any routing features, devices. Some of the dedicated services we need. Okay, so for that, some of the features we need to integrate with the other third-party devices or tools, so that can be integrated by the help of system services. So if anything issues happen in that system services, how to troubleshoot. So like while integrating Active Directory, I'm not able to fetch the AD features in my Palo Alto firewall. AD server is working fine, but I'm not able to fetch in my Palo Alto firewall. So in that case, you need to troubleshoot the system services. Okay, likewise DNS server. Likewise other features, so like wildfire analysis. Okay, so which is comes under the content filter. Okay, wildfire analysis, so that and all we need to integrate, we need to use the system services. So if anything is issue with your system service, so how to troubleshoot, and anything is issue with your hardware, how to troubleshoot, how to examine your hardware and how to troubleshoot. If you have a warranty, or if you want to need if you need a support for the hardware related services, or if you need a support for the configuration or troubleshooting purpose, right? So in that case you can how to raise the ticket on your Palo Alto TAC account, that and all we are going to see under here, guys. Okay, so this is fully talk about EDU 330 paper. Okay, and module 14, it's talk about the exam review. So like how if you want to become prepare for a PCNSE or pre-CNSE, what are the exam topics it will come, what are each topics, what are the weightage they are providing, right? And what are the topics you have to focus by if you are preparing yourself. So how to refer the dumps or refer the documents, right? So everything we'll discuss under module 14, guys. Okay, so that's all about the Palo Alto course curriculum. Okay, so as I mentioned, it's included all these three papers: EDU 210, EDU 220, and EDU 330 paper, guys. Okay, so almost time we are running out of time. So other firewalls in this 5-1 firewall compo, I just want to show you the curriculum. Okay, I'll share this curriculum file for your reference. So 14.8. So 14.8 has 15 model. 15th one is exam preparation. So I'll share the recorded video of course curriculum discussion for detail. If you want to know detailed information about the course curriculum, if the document is enough for you, then it's fine. So if you want to know further detail, whatever the things we are going to cover inside the each model, then I'll just refer the I mean and share the one recorded video. So of each firewall course curriculum discussion. So that would be helpful to you guys. Okay, to understand what kind of content we are going to cover inside that. So just similar to the checkpoint. Okay, we have 11 models and Cisco ASA, and then Cisco FTD, guys. Okay, so next generation firewall, FTD firewall, along with FMC. Okay, so all the content I'll share with you for your reference. And tomorrow we are going to have a live demo session with Palo Alto firewall. Any of the topic, I'll take it. Okay, so you can just go through that demo, and the course we are going to start this Palo Alto firewall train. I mean, this 5-1 firewall compo. It's going to start with Palo Alto firewall. Okay, so you can take this regarding the course fee structure. Okay, so the batch is going to start on 3rd April. Timing will be same schedule, so 8:30 to 9:30, 1 hour session per day. So the course fees, uh, for actual cost is 40,000 rupees. So each individual courses are 10,000 plus GST, but those who take in a combo will give a for a 40,000 in normal days. Okay. Uh, now we are giving a 50% offer on in our institute, so you can go for this fine on firewall combo for 20,000 rupees itself. So six if you are from abroad, it's at 600 USD, and now since we are having a 50% offer, so you can take this course for 300 USD. Okay, and if you want to make a fee payment in an installment, that's fine. You can make your fee installment in a 3 installment. First installment should be a 50% of your course fee. Say 50% of course fee. So that is 10,000 INR, or if you're from abroad, so it's a 150 USD, because 300 USD, right? So and then while joining, this first installment should be completed, guys. Okay, so you should pay first installment while joining, and second installment after completion of one firewall. Let's say Palo Alto, it's start from since it's a start from Palo Alto. So after completion of Palo Alto, when you're entered into the second firewall, that time you have to make your second installment. That is your remaining 50%, right? So 25%, so 5,000 INR. Okay. And third, and after completion of your second firewall, 75 USD. Okay, so after completion of your second firewall training program, when you're entering into the third firewall training program, that time you have to make 25% of your course fee. That is 5,000 INR. Okay, so again 75 USD, guys. Okay, this is the fee structure, and so the course is going to start on 3rd April, and we are going to complete the admission process on 2nd April itself. So so if you want to join this if you want to join this course, you can just contact us on this number. So let me drop this my number, so you can contact for your admission process. Okay, and those who, yeah, Mir Sayed, I'll share the details. Okay, just ping. I'll share my contact detail, and you can just ping me. So you can just ping this number on WhatsApp. We are available in WhatsApp as well. So this is admission process. You can contact this number. Okay. So everyone, guys, you can contact this number, and we'll discuss further, guys. Okay. And those who want to, an additional offer we are giving on one of those who want to come go for a single payment, right? So it's not a mandatory. So if you want to go for a single payment, you will get additional 5,000 extra offer. So right. So you can take this course for 15,000 INR itself if you want to go for a, so or 240 USD for foreign students. Okay, so abroad students. So this is single payment payment option. So you will get this option. This single payment offer will available up to April 1st only. Okay, and so if you want, you can choose this option. It's not mandatory. You can go with a installment payment as well. Okay, guys. So anything else, guys? So that's all about today. So